and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and yes, my desk is a mess. This is how I create. Sometimes I start the video with a clean desk, but not today because I've been working on this stuff for when I get a chance to come down here. I've been working on just finishing some ephemera, so I'll show you real quick what I've done without you. These were some of the pieces that I think I showed last time that had a focal point picked but didn't have it on there yet, and so I just thought I'd show you these real quick, and then I thought we'd go ahead and make some together as well. And some of these ended up on different backgrounds than I originally anticipated, and that's okay too. And then I've added other pieces. I liked pretty because, you know, pretty bird, pretty bird. This one I have had in my stash forever. I don't know if it's because it's pink or it's because it's got the modeling paste on it, but for some reason it was just so hard to finally make something out of it. But I made it look like a file folder on the side, just because it was like a big mass of pink over there, so it could kind of go off the side of a page. He just had some nice yellow that went with that yellow, and then I added the pink and added some stamping to that one as well in the background, and then I just added a little paper behind him. I just like that background. I wanted as much of that background to show as possible. This one is double-sided, so it's just got these little pieces here. It's got textured wallpaper there, and then on this side, well, we'll just peel that off. This side has the bird and a quote, and if somebody wanted to write down there, they could. This is just like a little double pocket, so when it goes on a page, somebody would just kind of glue here and here and here and here, but it's got that kind of background there that kind of goes with the pockets a little bit, and then these little cards that can go in the pocket. And this one says, a house without books is like a room without a window. Or another version of that is, because I made a bookmark for my friend Heather, said, house without books is like a tree without a bird. And then I wanted to keep as much of this as possible. I almost didn't put anything, but he kind of disappeared on there a little bit, especially his head, so I just put a little piece of that paper. That's one of the pieces from Your Creative Studio. So that's what I've made so far this week. Just, you know, I come work for about an hour or so until my back starts hurting, basically. But now these can go in the finished ephemera, so that's good. And I have been struggling with this piece right here because I put this black mark here, this in black right here, which it's fine and everything, but everything that I put with it, I don't like. Like I don't like how anything looks with just the black spots. And so I think I finally decided that I'm just going to cover up the black spots, and I think I'm just going to put this coffee thing here because it's got some of the blue here. And then I'm actually probably going to even cut that off, and then I can use this strip for something else, because sometimes you just have to regroup and rethink when you're struggling to have things looking how you thought they were going to look, and it's okay. I think just because it's just such a stark contrast between the blue and the black is where I was struggling with that. All right, this is the side that has the ink on the other side, so this is the side I want to glue. This is just a piece from a book called Chatterbox, so it's from like the 1800s, and so it works also with, but I had a piece that I thought about putting there, but it was more of that cursive, and it didn't look quite right, so figured do text instead, and that might be just what it needs. So I'm going to trim this down. So this is what it looks like if I leave that little strip of blue. And if I took off that strip of blue, I don't know. Don't know if I like it with the strip of blue or not. It just feels really wide. I could do a thinner strip of blue. Let's try that. Alright, and I'm going to take a little bit off of this side too. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Why does this not feel straight? Because it's not. Alright, also I'm going to straighten up my bottom. My bottom seemed a little crooked, which means my top might be, might not be. Whatever. Whatevs, whatevs. Some people would save all these tiny little strips. I'm not going to. If I want tiny strips, if I need tiny strips or something, I can easily cut some tiny strips without having to overwhelm my brain with all these tiny strips. Just saying. Also, there's no garbage in there. So if I really, really wanted to use those, I could. Here it is. Alright, it's really hard to have all your things right at your fingertips and still be able to find them because, you know, the scraps that are everywhere on your desk trying to fight for attention. So, how was everybody's week? I hope everybody had a good week. My week was not as productive as I would have liked because it rained for a couple days, and, you know, if you have chronic pain, then you know what that means. So the rain kind of messed up my desire to, that was last video, to get things done. Alright. Okay, some of this. Apparently when you guys aren't here, I just let the trash pile up on my desk. And then I can decide if there's anything else I want to add. Could add some stamping like I've been doing. There is some stamping, the script stamp in the background. And we've got a quilt page. I think the only thing I would maybe add is just because I got that big space at the top. So I think I will just do the European tag punch. Can I see? I can't see. There we go. I hope that's in the middle. There we go. Just, I'm not big on putting like lace and stuff on the top, and this actually would have been cute at an angle now that I see it on the size that I'd want it to be, but that's all right. So there's that one. That one's another one done. Another one bites the dust. All right, where's the next one? Okay, here we are. Another pinky one. Pink is a harder one for me to do, but this has a little bit of pink in there, this piece, and so I'm gonna ink the edges of this. Could even kind of come in and follow that. Do I want to do that? Do I? Or do I want to just keep it square? Well, let's ink it and see what we think. Sometimes it has to be inked to even know. I know it's easier to just do it like that. Let's see, we've got this piece which brings in some more pink and blue. It's one of the pieces from Rachel, Roxy Creations. Nope, don't like that. I'm not sure how I feel about these birds either. I think this is one of the ones from Antique Papery. Alright, what if not that. I was going to see about a word or a quote or something. Not that. What about, these might be small though. Something floral. Don't need another bird, just flowers. Just the flowers. The roses, they have a little bit of no, I mean they work with these colors back here. Alright, you know, now I have to kind of cut this out, take the blue off. I don't know if it's the blue that's bothering me, so just gonna cut around here. Okay, sometimes you go through and you find focal points for things and they don't work when it comes time to actually put them down for whatever reason, and that is what has happened here. So I did find this little fairy house, which the colors are good. I am going to put it up a little bit. I still want this to show up here. And I'm going to probably cut off this part down here, so it'll be a shorter tag than I started out with. And that's fine. Because, well, I mean, this could have worked. What did I have here? I had brought in kind of this piece here, like it's just small for the size, and also I don't love these birds, so it's okay if you don't love something to set it free. So that's getting set free. Now I could put him down here and he still looks cute, and then a lot of the background shows, but it just seems like a lot of space up there. So I think this might be my best bet, and I'm keeping it over to the right as much as possible, because I don't want it perfectly in the middle, and I don't think I mind too much if I cut off just a little bit of that there. Also, I want this to show. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. That's what, oh, here it is. I was looking for this. I was looking for my, oh good. That's, I guess we'll be finding new focal points for a lot of things today. Because that's how my day must be going. I don't know, I'm making a video, so there's that at least. We can't have everything. We can't have all of it. We can't have everything be perfect and make a video. That wouldn't work. Things don't go perfectly when you're trying to record. Just saying. That's when all the things seem to go a little bit wonky. Not always. But, you know, as long as you guys enjoy the little chittery, chattery weirdness of myself, then we're good. We are good to go. This isn't a super thick piece because this is just a piece of 32-pound resume paper, I believe. I mean, I know it's resume paper. Pretty sure it's 32-pound. Anytime I'm at a thrift store and I see resume paper in a thrift store, I buy it because that's the best price you're gonna find. So instead of paying, you know, like $12 to $15, you're just gonna pay $2.99 or $1.99, depending on, and it's not always all there. Sometimes there are some pieces that aren't there, but most of the time it is. Let's try this one first. This corner. I may have to back this. We'll see. No, I think I want it the bigger. I want a bigger corner cut out of there. All right, somebody knows where it went. Not me, not I. Somebody. Here it is, right next to me. Oh my word. Oh my freaking word. Ow. So yeah, sometimes thinner tags are fine because they'll take up less space in your, I'm not saving those triangles. Somebody might, but I am not one of those people. And I'm still gonna ink it. I don't know. That's just, I like it framed out just a little bit. It doesn't have to be super inked. And then if there's like a white core to your paper, it's just nice to get rid of that too. Just frame it out just a little bit. Is mostly why I do it. I think that's good. I mean, it's not just a plain blank background now. It feels like it could use a little something, but also if somebody gets it, they can make it better too. Let's see. All right, so here's another piece of this blue where I have done this across. But I have this cute little thing, and do I want it on the top or do I want it? And it works with him. I guess because he has more black in him, maybe. He's just on a little piece of wood. I'm gonna overthink this a little bit. I mean, he's kind of matchy with the, I might want a little something behind him just so he doesn't blend in. Although it's a bird, he wants to blend in. He's safer if he blends in. Oh, and that's what the bunny would look like if actually, oh my goodness. Kind of like the bunny to be like a pocket. Could cut it there, or I don't like it up that one so much. All right, come on. Keep one of the things you picked out, lady. Is it that hard? No, it's not that hard. It's a little bit hard. It's not too hard. Does he show up a little bit better if he's got the things behind him? Maybe. I feel like his tail needs to be cut out a little bit more. I'm like, what the heck happened? Because I feel like this little branch thing would end there, not up here. And we could even make this wood piece he's sitting on more wood looking. Make it brown. That's probably, yeah, but even if it was like birch, it still would be dirty, right? Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Adds a little color. Okay. I don't know that this and this are straight, so I'm gonna line him up with this here and then straighten out my card, I think is what I'm gonna do. Because why not? It's a little bigger than it needs to be. I know it's hard to pick the birds in a book sometimes, because they're all cute. He would have been super cute. What is he, a nuthatch? I think so. Is he also a nut? They're both nuthatches, aren't they? Probably. All right, so lining up those lines a little bit, and then I'll turn around how I want it to be. Let's see, that's like 4 1/4. That is 4 1/4, so that's about straight. Now I'm just going to take the other side. So you start with one straight side, and then all the other sides you just line up at the top to get that how you want it. There we go. Make him that size. So now he's smaller. And, I mean, that's kind of a cool, I'm not going to save that one. I don't know. Get rid of these tiny little bits. Sure, why not? Could put a verse on there. It wouldn't be a bad thing. Covers up his feet though. All right, I want to round the corners. That's what I'm trying to do here. Well, that's not the rounder I want. This is the rounder I want. That's my envelope maker. I'm putting that back in the drawer. Okay, I think large, which still isn't as large as my crocodile, but that never worked right anyway. And this is just less painful on my hand. So just kind of a little bit around the edge, just get rid of the white core. Sometimes I'll come in further if I want it more distressed. Depends if I want to frame it or distress it. I might put this verse on here. Just gonna make it a little bit shorter. There goes a car, because I got my windows open. It's supposed to get to 79 today, which is much nicer than the 88 we had yesterday. Just saying. 88 was a little warm. That's okay. We turned on the AC. We got new furniture in our living room. Yay! To be honest, the couches we had in there were pretty old. Oh, if you want to see it, I guess I could put it on my community, but I put it on Instagram and Facebook, so if you're on there, you've seen it. I went for comfort over aesthetics, because I'd rather be comfortable. For a long time, I didn't want recliners, because I was like, they're kind of ugly. But you know, after spending enough time at my aunt's house and my grandma's house where they just have recliners, I'm kind of like, you know, it's not that bad to look at. So yeah, okay, well, that's just going to be like that. It's just not going to come off. I mean, I don't have to use it. There's nothing saying have to. It's just Isaiah 43:19. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now, if springs forth, do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. These are left over from when I did a journal for my cousin, and she wanted verses in her journal. So these are kind of left over from that, because, you know, I always print more than I need, because it's what I do. Let's see. We got that black, so I kind of want some more black somewhere. What is this one? Number... sometimes I like to put this little postal service. Might put that right there. I just had some black ink too. This one. I don't need the VersaFine. I can just use the archival ink, which is, I do want to make sure it's up there. Royal Postal Service. Alright. Just gonna come off the side with that one. It's not going to be perfect. That's kind of why I choose some of these sometimes. Just want to be able to line this up here the best I can. Not perfect, and that's okay. I think we've got kind of a triangle of black words and numbers and whatnot, so I think that's all right. Could even put that there. It never seems to come out straight, but that time it did okay. All right. Yep, I've got my drawer of mixed media numbers to add little bits here and there when I want to. His beak might need to be glued on a little bit better. So I'm pretty sure that this background was probably made with like distress spray stains. It's probably how that was made. Well, we'll see if that glue, because it's water soluble. Okay, now his beak is all, what the heck? I hate when that happens. That's all right. We're just hope that nobody notices. That, or it's a shadow behind his beak. All right, so there is that one. Just going through the pile, one thing at a time. People, let's see, this one is just fine as it is. I don't have to put anything on there also. Really kind of don't want the bug. No offense to the bug, but you know, take offense if you want. I don't care. Also, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take away, I had kiss cut this one. So that just means leaving a little bit of a border around him. But now I'm kind of like, nope, I want to fussy cut him all the way. Let's go all the way. I don't want the border around him. And he's got a shape that makes it easy enough to do that. So that's good. Let's see, I was going to say everybody's home today, but no, my son's at work. My husband is working from home. So he kind of does some laundry when he's working from home. Dad waits and does laundry when my husband is at work, because then he's got the laundry machine to himself. Our dryer is very squeaky, so don't know. Can't really do much about that. It is what it is. Just gonna take some of that off of there. And I do have the, I want to, let's see, since I decided that the ground's only coming to here now, cut that off and cut out some of that middle bit. And just use this little finger. This I think is I might be ready to get rid of all the other ones. This one seems to be the easiest to use. Or maybe, well, to keep the big one for open boxes and whatnot, but I definitely have some that are not as useful and I can definitely get rid of. Don't even know why I still hold on to them. Little utility cutter thingies, but I do. It's hard to let go of stuff that you paid for. And also, you know, I don't really want to make somebody else have to buy it and then be like, ew, that's not so good. I mean, at least at a thrift store, if they buy it and they're like, it won't cost as much. So we're going to make this sandy, dirty bit a little bit more, a little more dirty. And see, he'll just be kind of on there and kind of cool. And I like him. Is that the way I want him? Or do I want it this way? Ooh, I might like it that way. I know, there's not really much difference, but there's a difference. There's no difference, but there's a difference. Since this one has a acrylic paint in the background, I went ahead and used my Barely Arts glue. And yes, this would have been just fine as it was, but you know, sometimes a focal point is nice. But it's got a lot going on in the background already, so I don't really need to add anything. We've got this lovely stamp from PM Artist Studio, some just scribbly bits, and some I think some bubble wrap in the background and some splatters with the white and the copper, and it's just really fun. Good for fall, right? Should we round the corners? Well, these are kind of rounded, which makes me kind of want to round the corners a little bit. You know what I'm looking for? This. I'm looking for this. Probably could throw some of these pieces back in my focal points. My focal points box. Alright, I said rounding the corners, right? It's like, but I've lost it already. Do the medium. Yeah, this I did making kind of like a masterboard, a large piece, pinty piece, and then I cut them down and then added the stamping and whatnot after I cut it down. I think, if you want me to find that video, I will. It's a couple of years ago probably now. I don't know. I just did it on a file folder. In fact, I had some stamping that had gone through to the back on the file folder. But it could still be written on, or somebody could put coffee dyed paper on there if they wanted to. I'm just leaving it like that. Then we have Duck, Duck, Goose. And I want to cut off that top. Or I could put a piece of something across there, right? I think I'll just put... That's not quite the right... No, I'm just going to cut it. Just gonna cut it. Cut it out. Just gonna right there. Because I think that these, I like them going up, the bloopy loops. I like that. I mean, they go all over the place. Alright, so there he is. I rounded the edges. Now, he would have popped a little bit more if I put like some book page behind him or something. But I really like this gel plate print the way it is. And, you know, but he's still cute, you know. He can go in something. He'll be fun somewhere. Somebody will love him someday. Okay, and now we have, not that, this, which almost looks like, this is just going to kind of end up being like an extension of the piece that he's on, and it's just going to kind of look like, should I take out some more of it though, some more of the painty bits show? I might do that, except keep the fungus. Always keep the fungus among us. Because I really like that painty bit at the bottom. So I want it to show a little bit more. Yep, I think that's good. And then he's just got that brightness behind him. Do I want to do any stamping back there? Oh, maybe. What's that gonna look like? Oh, just like a barely there kind of a deal. So whatever was on there just adds just a little something into the background. Do I want to add any? I don't think there's anything left on this. Let's just add a little bit of ink. Ink it up. Ink it up with the black ink that's right next to you in front of your face, lady. Just a quick inking. This is Tim Holtz Ledger Script. There's two of them, but that's the one that's on here at the moment. Is that upside right? I think so. It's just barely there, but it's there. It just adds a little bit of texture in the background. Let's see, do we want a word or anything? I might do it. And I want this part to be covered here. It just feels a little long, that's all. Could come down. No, I don't want to lose the mushroom. Let's see, 20. This is like 6 inches, so I might at least cut it down to 5. Just so it'll fit on a page as a pocket if somebody wants it as a pocket. And I very well might cut it down at the top just a little bit. Alright, but I like how I cut the mushroom, and I like how it's gonna sit on there. Ow, ow, ow. It's hurting my wrist. Sometimes I can do this if I get it just right where my thumb is. And sometimes, doesn't matter what I do, it just hurts. I know somebody said fill it. It's actually, well, it's about half full. Alright, gonna cut this to 5.5 or 5 or something. Let's see, that's 5.5. There's 5.25, I think 5. Because a page in a journal is usually about 5.5 inches, right? And just gonna take that little bit off of there, and now it's a nice pocket size. Right? Right. I'm gonna just do the top bits, I think. Maybe. Do we like it like that? Yeah, I think I do. I like it like that. So this was like a cleanup off of a gel plate. Couldn't get that if I tried. That was just a really cool cleanup from a gel plate, which works really nice for this bird. And apparently there's a really dark, creepy sunset in the background. I don't know. Works for me. It works. It works. I don't think I want to do anything else on there necessarily. We do have these labels from Louisa Heinzel. These are some of her labels that she, let's see, she had whatchamacallit, oh my goodness, file cabinet that had all these labels and stuff, and she made a whole kit out of it. Actually kind of like that. Is that weird? It's got a weird shape, and I just kind of want to just have it sticking off the end there. There's none of those colors in there. It makes no sense that I want to put it in there. And I kind of want to staple it on there. Just for not making sense of things. Does this one have staples in it? Probably not. It's probably the one that doesn't. Am I moving you guys every time I touch the cord? I don't know. Yep, that's the one without staples in it. Because yes, I do have two of these. I couldn't find it for a very long time, so I bought a new one. And then, when I went back to do a scrap shoot one day, which if you just Google scrap shoot, you'll hashtag SCRAPSHOOT, I think. I think it's just scraps. Scrap, shoot, scraps. No, it's two S's. Yeah, it turned up in one of my little scrap boxes that I only use when I'm doing the scrap shoot. So yeah, I have two of these. I thought about keeping one up. Well, one was upstairs for a while. So I'm gonna try. And that's gonna be right under that. Yep. That's fine. See, there we go. I don't know why I like it, but I do. Weird random things that I do sometimes. What's next? Ooh, another one of these backgrounds. And oh, he's got some fussy cutting. Oh, I'll be right back. So I took off the border around him and cut out all the little middle pits because I really want the background to show through, and I think that fits nicely right there. We got still some of the background showing. He kind of touches all these three pieces here. Don't know why that makes me happy, but it does. Hopefully I'll make some more papers like this using the file folder or some cardstock or mixed media paper or whatever. Just do the painty papers with all the layers. The mixed media stuff. That's just so fun. Just gonna have him come in like that. And I think I do want to, I don't know, something about a curved edge or just not having those pointy corners just makes it a little bit more appealing. Even if I just do them, oh my goodness, this cord is in my way. Even if I just do this. So I think I answered this once before, but for the new people, because sometimes people ask me where I get my images. A lot of the bird images you see are from Reader's Digest North American Birds, and then like these type, like him. I had a subscription for a long time to Dreams Time, but now I use Vecteezy because it costs a lot less, and I can get, you know, I license images from there. And then I print them and use them, and sometimes they end up in a kit, but not always. So there is him with this lovely background. He just looks really nice on there. And here's another one from the file folder. You can see the file folder right there. I just need to cut out his legs. A lot of the background is still going to show through. That makes me happy. And his branch goes all the way across, which makes me happy. So I'm just adding a focal point while keeping while having a lot of the background show. And he's already fussy cut without having the, see, it's random how I do it. Sometimes when I'm fussy cutting, I will cut all the way, and sometimes I kiss cut. I don't know why. And now I'm seeing today especially that I prefer the ones that were totally cut. So maybe I'll do a little less kiss cutting in the future. But usually if I make digitals, I try to have them as a PNG and then put them on a background so that you don't have to do any of that. You can just cut around the whole thing like a square. Use a, you know, it's good for people that are, I'm looking for people that have, you know, can't do a lot of cutting. I'm looking for this. Oh my God, I just want to have not any white coming around the edges and whatnot. Sometimes I wait to cut the beaks too, because those beaks can be kind of fragile-y. Alright, I like it going all the way across. Do I want him a little bit higher? I think I like him right there. That's where he's going. That is where he's going. That is where he's going. So yeah, and I like this blue too. It's a nice kind of a neutrally blue. And definitely... And there's a nice background for birds because it's like the sky. Probably was called sky blue. I don't know. So kind of some neutral, and I did stamping in the background. I think you can see some of that stamping. It makes a nice part of the background. I wanted him lower, but that's all right. He's in a tree. It doesn't matter. This is a nice big piece, but it can come off the side like a tab. So, and it can just kind of be like a giant pocket. How big is it on the side of the page? I don't know. I just fell. I don't know. Let's find a piece of paper so we can see if it's even gonna, is it even gonna fit? I think it's almost lunchtime. It was past lunchtime, but I had a muffin. That's why I survived this long. So yeah, he fits on a page just fine. I would probably have him stick off at least a little bit off the side as a tab. But if you didn't want to do that, you could totally just fit it all the way on the page. You could do it as a belly band and whatnot. Let's just cut off that and glue this down a little bit better. All right, how are we doing on time? Oh, it's only been 37 minutes. However, it's 2 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Yeah, that's, I am an hour past my, I could have had Advil an hour ago. Let's put it that way. Not doing too bad. The rain is done, so that makes me happy. So there is that one. What do we have? We have this little one. We could do this little one real quick. So there's this big white patch down at the bottom, which is fine. I'm just going to kind of ink it up so it's not quite so bright white. And he's going to come down here in the corner because this color up here is the same color as his little bit here. And do I want to add anything else down here, like stamp wise, or how about just, do I want to add, yeah, there's black words in there, so that could work. I was going to say, you know what I'm looking for, right? Usually my husband is against using the AC, and today he's just like, don't you want to turn on the AC? I'm pretty comfortable right now, actually. Oops, let me go this way. Oh no, I just wanted it something so it wasn't just all white. You know what I mean, jelly bean? I don't know if that was the best choice, but alright, that is the direction. Might just go ahead and do that across there. It's gonna get mostly covered up. I'm not too concerned about it. Can't see the letters, the numbers, but that's alright. Just brought a little bit of black up there, I guess. Things I do don't always make sense. Do I want anything else on there? Like, that covers too much of the background. What I might do Ooh, what's this? Yeah, maybe not. All right, let's put it on there and see if there's like a little label or something we can just add towards the bottom a little bit. And then do we want to keep it like a journal card or turn it into a tag? Apparently some people are tired of tags. They don't all want to see tags all the time. I don't know. I never get tired of tags. I like tags. I like tag shape. In fact, I think I'm going to turn him into a tag. Tags just have the corners off the top. That's what makes it a tag. Kind of like, you know, like a luggage tag back in the day. Oh, let's see. Layering bits. Layering bits. I have a whole box of layering bits. I don't necessarily want to cover up that coffee though. So, oops, see, there's some more of the labels from Louisa's kit with all her labels. Came out a little while back. It could go sideways. We don't have to go. I don't hate that. It's got the right color blue. Oh, but this one has numbers going that way, so maybe this one will be more better since it's already vertical in its orientation. I mean, you could do sideways numbers and words and whatnot. That doesn't matter. I know. My friend Cheryl does not like words to go sideways. I told her. And she doesn't disagree, she just still doesn't like words to go sideways. That it's just kind of like stripes. To think of it like stripes. I know it covers some of that background, but it's fine. It's fine. It covers that big blobby bit, which I don't mind that at all. There. You could add more. You could just make it those two pieces. Easy peasy. This is what I mean by easy fussy cutting though. Can you imagine trying to cut out this bird and all his branches? But I put a little label behind him and now he's like super easy. And if you didn't want the coffee thing, you could just rip right across there and he'd still be super easy and go in a little, tiny little tag. One smaller than this either. We just clip in a feather. That's all we did. Half of a feather. All right. Oh, this one. I liked him because we got the yellow, but I think I might want something behind him a little bit because his head kind of disappears. We don't want disappearing heads. So let's go ahead and cut this out. You don't have to press down super hard when you're using these. In fact, it's better if you don't. I mean, hard enough to go through the paper. And then if you have like a little mat like this, then it's super easy to just cut out your little bits when you want to. For glue booking, I especially like having something like this because this is how I do fussy cutting for glue booking. I get right in there and I am super picky about my fussy cuts. I'm not going to worry too much about his. If they have little tiny claws that come off, I usually will just trim those off because those claws on the birds kind of freak me out anyway, so I give them a little manicure. I just give them a little manicure. There goes the glue. There goes the glue again, falling off my desk like a nightmare. Alright, just gonna ink them up a little bit, and I was gonna find, also it's a very dark background, so if I can find a little something to put behind him to brighten him up a little bit. In fact, I think I had a little something earlier, which, or did I use it on something? I don't know. Did I use it on something? I don't think so. Do you want to search with me or do you want me to pause and look for it? Pause for effect. It was just a piece of, oh here it is. Just a piece of this. And I might not even want it quite that big. Take a little bit off the top. Will it make, so I still want those yellow bits to show. But he kind of gets lost in there is the problem. Or a circle or an oval will also work, possibly. And I can cut this down to be a little bit on the smaller, like I'm probably going to cut some of that top off at least, at the very least. Let's ink it and see if it's what we want. Another option would be, well, I've got these pieces. He doesn't really pop in front of that though. That is high contrast right there, with that in front of that. Which is fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Let's see what we got here. I see some circles too. Let's see. See, she's got a lot of these tags. Big tags, little tags. All sorts of... Here's another one that's kind of vertical, but not the right color. Let's see. Well, we could add a number on here somewhere too. So, we could add him. And that, and there is some black in the background, so we could even add let's see, or a number. Nope, not that number. These are kind of fun. You could see the wood grain in it, which is really cool. Alright, not the right color. None of these are the right color. Nope, I don't like the red. Alright, come on, lady. Find something. Oh, there's the drawers, too. Those are kind of cool. And not quite as bright. If we're keeping this kind of in a dark. Doesn't really make sense, necessarily. I know. He looks fine on there, even with the dark, too. I don't know. What would you guys do? Questions abound. In the realm of what would you do? Got this large floor here. Too orangey. Oh, I forgot I had pulled these out. I've got no, not that. Still too orangey, so why are you looking at that, lady? I mean, I don't mind him like that. I do want to cut it down a little bit. Once I get him in there. Well, maybe I'll just put him on here like that and then cut the tag down. I like it. I don't know. Would you have done it with or without that something behind him? Part of me wants something behind him, and then part of me thinks it takes away from it. So, I don't know. I don't think there's a wrong answer. You just gotta go with what your eyeballs like. That's what it amounts to. You gotta just do what it is that your eyeballs are telling you you like. And I think well, I like him to stay on there, you know. I'll cut this side off just a tiny bit. Let's see, 3.5 is probably good. But then it puts him right in the middle. I don't really want him right in the middle. Let's try that and see. Still feels wide. I know that wasn't much more. I definitely want to take a little bit off the top. Do you want to take a little bit off the bottom? Maybe. Just a little bit. So we have this triangle, plus he's right in the middle, which is similar yellowy kind of bit. Alright, he looks nice. I think I got the size how I want it. Put these back in the box. I forget where these come from. You'll have to ask me if you want to know. I'd have to look up in Etsy to see. Etsy doesn't like me right now. They've closed my account because I had to close my bank account that was associated with it because of check fraud. That somebody, stole check from our mailbox and cashed it, which we fortunately got our money back. But, while that whole fraud case was going on, we had to close it in case, you know, they came back and tried to steal more money. So it's open again, but I only keep a little bit in there because I just keep most of it in the other account that I know is a little bit more safe. But the only reason I even still have it is just because of places like Etsy that I need to have associated with that. I don't feel like changing all the bank numbers and whatnot. I don't know. It's a look. I don't know that it's my favorite, but he is a nice contrast on there with the yellow, even though his head is black, but that's all right. It's in the middle of the night. It's the middle of the night. Yeah, I'm going to do these eventually. I've already tried starting them 5 million times. I'll show you sometime. I don't know when. Let's just cut some of this off because it's bugging me. It just keeps being in my line of sight. Oh, I think I just missed the trash. Let's see. What about this one? So this is just a small piece. Really white. I don't know if I like it that white. Could maybe use a little bit. It's just probably was like a cleanup, kind of like I do. And I don't need this much space around the owl. This is just a reprint of a print. You can see, what does that say? Something owl. It's whatever kind of owl it is. But I'm just... But it had some browns in here, so I kind of liked him color-wise with it. I don't know what else I want. There's a little bit of yellow in there. I wonder if this little bit here would work. Just to kind of echo that. Echo, echo, echo. The only problem with it is it's shiny. It's a shiny sticker. I don't know. Well, no, I do it. I do know how I feel about a shiny sticker. Don't love it. Let's just try unshining it a little bit. Or does that just take away all the color and make it pointless? It's less shiny now. And still similar in color to what I want. And covers up some of that white. Yeah, that's more better. Okay. I still might have to put glue on it just because there's acrylic paint down there. The person that falls asleep with the fan, sorry, but it's like high 70s here and I got the windows open, so fan is kind of necessary. Just watch me when you're going to bed at night. That's what you gotta do. Alright. Yeah, I had bought some stuff on Amazon, and a bunch of these stickers are like, I don't think it showed, I don't know if it showed everything or not. I just wanted some vintagey looking papers that were like nice and cheap. I don't know if it was really that cheap. They probably all came from like AliExpress or something originally. Whatever. What am I gonna still need on here? Something. I feel like I need something. Yeah, sometimes when I'm making painty papers, I end up with some weird colors. Kind of a lilac-y, mauve-y kind of a color in the background there. But, you know, you can still make it look good. Alright, I think... maybe this factory one. And not perfect. Just gonna go right on the corner right there for a little something, and maybe this number again. I do like this number. Just gonna go right there with that, and just kind of maybe this little department number here. It's always crooked when I do it. You can't even hardly see it, but it just adds a little something to the corner over there. I know he looks like wicked crooked now, but he's fine. He's fine. It's fine. He's fine. Everything's fine. Something. It's missing something. It's not missing you. Why do you think it's missing you? It's totally not. We don't hate it though. Not quite the right color, but that doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't really matter. Nothing really matters. I know I put that stamp there and I'm like, what do I want to cover? It just feels blank. It's fine. It's fine. It'd be a cute little tuck spot or as tag or journal card, whatever, on the corner of a page. I had a piece of paper. Yeah, see, he'd be super cute. See, once you put him on the paper, he looks much better. It just feels a little less naked that way. Just make it a little tuck spot and put it down there. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. What's this one? Oh, another one of these. Oh, at least he's a prettier bird. Okay. I don't know if I like him on there or not. It's very, changing my mind about that, aren't I? What about you? Do we like you on here? We might. Just got this little random little bit right here. Do we want this flower? Just coming up in the background to just kind of balance out that dark that's on the other side? Or do we want that dark on this side and have the flower come up on that side? And because then there's more of that color there, so it's not quite as naked up there. I think we like the balance, just a little bit of balance, which then covers up a lot of that down here, but that's fine too. Kind of like how this leaf kind of mimics the shape of his back there too. And go, how high can I go? Well, you don't want to go too high. It's a nice tall flower. What do we think? Something up here. What? Is there any more ink on this? Oh yeah, there's more ink on there than I thought. That's alright. Let's just do another one over here. And another one down there. Just adds a little something in the background. Kind of brings up this color too. Didn't even do that on purpose. Alright, let's put the sticker on here. Sticker. It's just a little stamping. Just, it's funny how much of a difference it makes. This particular stamp is designed by Froyle Davies, and it's one I use quite a bit. In case you didn't notice, you probably noticed. I don't know how this, oops, nope, not there. Oops, that's fine, whatever. I wanted it to follow his back a little bit, but that's not necessarily important. There we go. And glue him on. I don't think I need to ink him. Oh, what I do want to do though is just kind of also, I might take this blue away over here. It keeps a little bit of dirt that he's on because he's got to have something to stand on. Now we might want to ink him a little bit. Little bunny foo-foo, hopping through the forest, picking up all the field mice and bopping them on the head. Alright, I do want to, I don't want that sticking out back there, so I'm just gonna cut it off. That way, it looks like it's just kind of gone down this way behind him, which is fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Sound effects are important while gluing. It's more fun to glue if you make the sound effects. Just saying. Sound effects in crafting and arting is just more fun. Little bunny foo-foo, hopping through the forest, scooping up all the field mice and bopping them on the head. You know, you just find little pieces on your desk and like, can I use that somewhere? No, not necessarily. I don't hate him. I don't hate it right there though. Is that weird? Yep, it is weird. I'm gonna do it anyway, just because I want to. I want to. Just tuck it right behind him right there. And stick it right on there. And how big of a... I think I want a bigger one. Always. I don't know why I even start with a small one, but you know, just to make my life more difficult. Come on. Why? Oh, look, I got some on the paper. That's all right. I forgot that paper was there. Oopsala. Whatever. Just darken that up a little bit. Cringe it up a little bit. He just looks like he's in a weird little space here with some red violet coming in. I don't know. He looks kind of cute, though. And I'm glad I balanced that dark violet with that pink. And then if I wanted to, I could even put a whale tail tab up there that has some pink in it if I had some. I don't have some. I mean, I have some whale tail tabs. I don't think any of them have any pink or red violet in them, though. I mean, I could make, I have white ones. They could be any color. That's actually very close to the color. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, I sometimes forget about the top part and don't do much with it, but it does look kind of nice if you put something there. Why does that feel darker all of a sudden? Oh, I stuck it in the black, didn't I? That's why. Instead of putting it in the coffee that I've got over here next to me, I stuck it in the black, and that's why it's so dark. All right. Well, it's fine. That's what it looks like if you put black instead of, kind of actually, it's not bad. Sometimes I like to double ink, so I would do like a lighter color and then come around with black anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Just gonna clean it off a little bit, just so it's not as black. Alright, so there's that one. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even though 7, some of these were just gluing them on, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not bad. Nice even number. And then plus I showed you the ones earlier. So I'll probably do a short where I just kind of show them all. I did that one beforehand. So yeah, there we go. Got a nice pile of finished ephemera, and finishing projects counts as decluttering. So I decluttered all these unfinished ones, and now they're finished and can go in my finished box after I make a short with them. I've got more to make, but like I said, it's lunchtime, and hopefully you guys like these videos, and we will do it again sometime. Alright, I hope you guys have a delightful day. I'm not cleaning up today because I'm going to keep working when I come back down after I have a rest, hopefully. Alright, love you guys. Bye.